will be the final elimination game of the tournament in the bottom part of the bracket, in the loser's bracket, as it will be Olivet Nazarene's Tigers against the Fighting Saints of the University of St. Francis. Hi again, everybody, and good afternoon. I'm Tom Westenfeld. Great to be with you here as we now head towards the home stretch of our tournament here in Joliet. Olivet Nazarene, the number one seed in the tournament, coming in after opening the tournament with a win over Trinity Christian 6-4. Then they cruised by Indiana South Bend 13-3, but then lost a heartbreaker last night, 2-1 the final in 11 innings. St. Xavier coming back and getting a game-ending home run. So St. Xavier advancing to the final as they win the winner's bracket, and that leaves an elimination game coming up here today between Olivet Nazarene and St. Francis. St. Francis, to this point, able to get here by way of an 11-1 win over Trinity Christian on Saturday. That was after they lost the opening game 13-10. Then they defeated Trinity Christian 11-1. Then they shut out St. Ambrose 5-0, and then they defeated Roosevelt yesterday 4-2. Timo Schau, the first batter here at the ball game for Olivet Nazarene, and a ground out directly at the shortstop, and Noah Carraro up with it and throws to first, and 1 pitch and 1 out in today's game. Taking a look now at the Olivet Nazarene batting order. Olivet Nazarene at 33-18 this year. Timo Schau leading it off. Then it's Ryan Russman at second base, followed by Terry Daniels, the DH. Then Jacob Bultice, the right fielder, batting fourth, followed by the catcher Tyler Wheeler, batting sixth, the third baseman. As there's a swing and a foul ball off to the right side by Russman. Alex Ortiz at third base and batting sixth. Batting seventh, the first baseman Nathan Moonen. Batting eighth will be the left fielder Nolan Lewis. Batting ninth will be the shortstop Kai Hudson. As the next pitch to Ryan Russman, coming in a little bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Russman. So we are underway as St. Francis and Olivet Nazarene to play to determine St. Xavier's opponent in the championship round. There's a ball, a little bit low, made it 2 balls and 1 strike here. Nick Clemens is on the mound for St. Francis. 0-1 with a 12.46 ERA. As here's the wind of the pitch. Strike called on the inner half. As we play on yet another chilly day here in Joliet, 55 degrees the game time temperature. And again, the wind blowing straight in. It's been that way the entire tournament since last Friday. Time called here now. St. Francis coming into the ball game at 24-19 on the year. As here's the wind of the 2-2, swinging a ground ball over the mound, and Carraro to his left, gloves near second base, throws to first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So a pair of ground outs to the shortstop. Here's Terry Daniels now, the DH. Defensively for St. Francis, Sean Harper in left, Luke Ketchum in center, Travis Schoonover in right, Josh Tesh at third, Noah Carraro at short, Dolan Nicholson at second, Joe McGuire at first, Nick Clemens on the mound, Jake Lasota behind the plate. First pitch here, down and away, 1-0 to Terry Daniels. Daniels, right-handed batter. Awaits the pitch as it is on the way, and that's a fastball strike on the inner half. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Daniels, a .379 hitter on the year, 8 home runs and 55 runs batted in. 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the first inning. Next pitch waved at and missed, and so the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jacob Bultice, the right fielder, would be next if the inning continues. So Clemens working on a possible 1-2-3 inning here. As the pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball right side and into right field for a base hit. So no 1-2-3 inning as Daniels aboard with a single. And that'll bring to the plate, as we mentioned, Jacob Bultice. Bultice, a .337 hitter on the year, 2 home runs and 42 runs batted in. So Bultice stands in. He is right now 2 for 12 in the tournament with an RBI and a pair of runs scored. First pitch here, high and tight. And Bull Tice ducks out of the way of that one, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Clemens looks in for the sign. And a throw to first and the runner back in. So we will have this game today, then game 1 of the championship round tonight. And if the team that wins this game wins also tonight, we'll have a final game tomorrow night. Fastball outside, runner going, throw to second base. Carraro dives just to get to the ball. Oh, and he made the tag at second base. Wow, he made the dive, and he must have swept tag behind him. It was not visible from our angle in the booth, but anyway, the runner out, and that will end the inning. So not a 1-2-3 inning, but Clemens does wind up facing the minimum in a way. As in the inning, no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base after a half inning. It is Olivet Nazarene nothing. St. Francis coming to bat. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Back in Joliet as we take a look now at the St. Francis batting order for today's game. Leading it off and in right field will be Travis Schoonover, and then Noah Carraro, the shortstop, batting second, followed by Josh Tesh at third base. Then in the cleanup spot will be the first baseman, Joe McGuire. Batting fifth will be the designated hitter, Foster Heise. Batting sixth will be the second baseman, Dolan Nicholson. Batting seventh, the catcher, Jake Lasota. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Sean Harper. Batting ninth, the center fielder, Luke Ketchum. Ethan Underwood is on the mound for Olivet Nazarene, coming in with an 8-3 record and a 2.97 earned run average for the season. As Olivet not able to score in the top of the inning. Underwood this year, this is his 13th appearance, all in a starting role. 4 complete games, 72 and 2/3 innings pitched. 76 hits, 31 runs, 24 runs, 31 runs, 24 earned, 17 walks, 69 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .261 against him. So here's Travis Schoonover to start it off now for the Fighting Saints, and the first pitch is up high, ball 1 to Schoonover. He'll be followed by Noah Carraro and then Josh Tesh. Bottom of the first inning, no score in the game. Schoonover swings and hits one hard, but up the first base line. Glove there behind the bag at first base by Moonen, and he'll go to first base for an unassisted putout, and that's the first out of the inning. So one away here, and that'll bring up Noah Carraro.
Shortstop, number 3, Noah Carraro.
Carraro, .338 average on the year, 1 home run, 17 runs batted in. Carraro, right-handed batter, awaits, and the first pitch is high for ball 1. Carraro for the tournament, 6 of 17 with an RBI, has 6 hits. He scored 4 runs, swinging a pop-up short left field. Backing up there is the shortstop, that's Hudson, and he makes the catch for the out. So 2 away in the inning. And that'll bring up Josh Tesh. So Tesh stands in. The first pitch to him is in there. Called strike. And it's 0-1. Tesh, right-handed batter, bit of a wide stance, angle to the left of the infield. The 0-1 strike called, and quickly Tesh is behind it, no balls and 2 strikes. So 0-2. Underwood into the wide, and the pitch, swing and a miss, breaking ball, and Tesh went after it, and he came up empty to end the inning. Thought when that swing was underway, the ball would be pulled toward Hudson at shortstop, but Tesh not able to make contact, and that'll end the inning. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 1, no score. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball.
Leading off the Olivet Nazarene second inning, the right fielder, number 25, Jacob Boltice.
Back in Joliet, we go to the top of the second inning here in this elimination game as Jacob Boltice to start things off. And he takes the first pitch for a called strike for Olivet Nazarene. It'll be Boltice, Wheeler, and Ortiz due up here for the Tigers. Here's the 0-1 to Boltice. Swing and a miss, and that makes it 0-2. Boltice was batting when Terry Daniels was out trying to steal second base to end the Olivet Nazarene first inning. Here comes the 0-2 pitch now, in from Clemens. Swinging a foul tip, caught behind the plate by Jake Lasota, and that's the first out of the inning on a strikeout. Clemens' first strikeout of the game, and here's Tyler Wheeler, the catcher. Wheeler, a .281 hitter on the year, 3 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Wheeler, right-handed batter, stands in. And the first pitch taken outside, and it's 1-0. Wheeler is 6 for 14 in the tournament. That's good for a .429 average. Has driven in 5 runs so far this year in the tournament. Here's the set now, and the pitch. This is hit well to fairly deep left field, but the wind will keep it in the park. As moving over to his left is Sean Harper, and he makes the catch in left field to record the second out. 2 away, and here's Alex Ortiz, the third baseman for Olivet Nazarene. Well, Olivet Nazarene had a hit in the first inning, but still only the minimum came to the plate, and now Clemens will try again for a 1-2-3 inning here if he can retire Ortiz. Ortiz, .333 for the tournament, 4 hits and 12 at-bats. And the first pitch is in there, strike called at the knees, and it's 0-1. Nathan Moonen would be next if the inning continues for Olivet Nazarene. Clemens comes set, and the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a high pop-up, right side foul territory. Playable here on the warning track beyond the dugout, and the ball will fall just beyond the glove of McGuire there. So it'll be a pop foul strike, and Ortiz now behind at 0-2. Looked like McGuire was battling the sun maybe there a little bit. As no balls and 2 strikes. Ortiz back to get his bat. Now he's ready to go. Ortiz so far with 4 total bases in the tournament. And here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball. And that'll be just, I'm not sure if that was just high or just inside. It was very close. In fact, Clemens thought he had the call and was coming off the mound, but the inning will continue. A ball and 2 strikes to Alex Ortiz. Right-handed batter, narrow stance toward the back of the box. And the 1-2 pitch. And there's a called third strike, and that'll end the inning. So Clemens this time gets his 1-2-3 frame. As in the inning, he also strikes out 2. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. No score in this elimination game. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Zero game as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Here at the home field, by the way, of the University of St. Francis, as Joe McGuire, the Saints first baseman, will step in to lead it off here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Joe McGuire, 7 of 16, 438 for the tournament. Has hit a home run and has 4 RBIs. Takes the first pitch from Underwood, and it's there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. McGuire, Heiss, and Nicholson do up here for St. Francis. Here comes the 0-1, and that'll catch the outside corner, called strike. And McGuire quickly behind at 0-2. Underwood kicks and fires, swinging a foul back into the backstop. So it stays 0-2. Underwood, the 7th pitcher to make an appearance in the tournament for Olivet Nazarene. He's upright on the rubber right now. Now he'll step back off. Defensively, it's Nolan Lewis in left for Olivet Nazarene, Timo Schau in center, and then Jacob Bultais in right. Alex Ortiz at third, Kai Hudson at shortstop, Ryan Russman at second, Nathan Moonen at first. Underwood on the mound, Tyler Wheeler behind the plate, swinging a line drive up the middle and into center field for a base hit. So McGuire rips one right up the middle, and St. Francis has their first base runner of the ball game on base, and that'll bring up Foster Heiss. Heiss, the DH, coming in. An even .333 for the tournament, 5 hits and 15 at-bats. Has driven in a pair. So Underwood now working out of the stretch. First pitch, and Heiss takes a strike on the outside corner. Righty versus lefty here in this confrontation. As McGuire, the leadoff single. Boy, so important to, when you get those leadoff runners, to try to get them around and get them in. There's a strike called. 0-2. And conversely, important for the defensive team in the field to keep those runners on base. And St. Francis did that in their game against Roosevelt almost in every inning, swinging a foul ball left side out of play. As Roosevelt had, I believe it was 6 straight innings where the leadoff batter reached base, and they only got 2 runs out of those 6 innings. As St. Francis, for the most part, was able to keep the runners on the base paths. 0-2 here to Heiss now. Left-handed batter awaits. Shadow starting to move across the infield here along the third base side. And the pitch, a little bit of a jam shot, popped up right side of the infield, and it looks like calling for it on the infield grass is going to be Russman, the second baseman, and he makes the catch for the out. So one away with a runner at first base as High's not able to advance the runner, and here is Dolan Nicholson.
Second baseman, number 7, Dolan Nicholson.
Nicholson so far this week is 3 of 18. He has a double and an RBI in the tourney. As he again is a left-handed batter. Breaking ball called strike at the letters. 0-1 to Dolan Nicholson. Jake Lasota next, and then Sean Harper. As we play in the bottom of the second inning in a scoreless game, the winner will move on to the championship round to play St. Xavier tonight and then possibly tomorrow night. Throw to first and the runner back in. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Swinging a ground ball right to second base. Russman will turn, throw to second for 1, relay, and that's a 4-6-3 double play. Russman to Hudson to Moonen, and that'll end the inning. So in the frame, again, the minimum come to the plate thanks to a double play. As in the frame, no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. And we have played 2. It is Olivet Nazarene nothing, St. Francis nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Top of the third on the way here at DuPage Medical Group Field. As it'll be Nathan Moonen leading it off down here for Olivet Nazarene, to be followed by Nolan Lewis and then Kai Hudson. And here's the wind and the first pitch, and taken high and away, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. And there's a pitch over below. 2-0 to Moonen, who is leading the team in the tournament with a .538 average, 7 hits and 13 at-bats, 2 RBIs. Next pitch, strike called over the outside edge. So it's 2-1 now to Nathan Moonen. Moonen for the year hitting .352 with a home run and 33 runs batted in. Swing and a miss there. And so 2-2 here to Moonen. Olivet in their all gray road jerseys today. Gray tops, gray pants, purple numerals trimmed in gold. Here comes the 2-2 to Moonen. Down and in. So that'll run the count full. And I believe that's our first full count of the ball game, at least to an Olivet Nazarene batter, and it is our first full count of the ball game overall. 3-2 to Moonen. Here's Clemens into the wind and the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there by Clemens, tailed away toward the outside edge, and Moonen could not make contact, so he is out on strikes to start the Olivet Nazarene third inning. And that'll bring up Nolan Lewis, the left fielder. Lewis, the .304 hitter on the year. He has a home run and 21 runs batted in. And he takes the first pitch high and tight, and it's 1-0 to Lewis. Top of 3, no score in the game. Each team with a hit thus far in the contest. Here's the set now. by Clemens. Works out of the stretch all the time. There's a strike at the letters. That runs the count to a ball and a strike. Olivet Nazarene, 33 wins coming in. Number 1 seeded tournament. It took extra innings to defeat the Tigers last night. There's a ball low and inside, 2-1, and it took a comeback by St. Xavier. 2 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Swinging a grounder directly at second base. There's Nicholson up with it, throws to first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. 4-3 put out there, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Kai Hudson. Hudson, a .292 hitter on the year, 3 home runs and 44 runs batted in. As Clemens right now working on a second straight 1-2-3 inning. First pitch here to Hudson, and it bounces in for ball 1. Hudson, right-handed batter, stands in. And the 1-0. It's a ground ball directly at shortstop there. Carraro scoops it up, throws to first base, and that'll end the inning. So Clemens facing the minimum of 9 through 3. He has allowed a hit, but he sets down Olivet Nazarene in order in the 3rd inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we go bottom 3, scoreless. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Here we go now to the bottom of the 3rd inning, as so far we've had the minimum number of batters through 2.5, as it'll be the bottom 3rd of the order. 7, 8, 9 due up here for St. Francis. Jake Lasota to start it off now for the Saints. First pitch to him is in there, called strike from Ethan Underwood, and so Lasota quickly behind at 0-1. Lasota in the tournament, 4 of 17. Beg your pardon, as he has 4 runs scored, as he is going to be aboard here to start the inning. As Lasota able to reach base.
Your attention now, running over at first base for the Saints, number 34, Scott Tumulty.
So now Scott Tumulty will run here now for Lasota. And St. Francis with a leadoff base runner here. Sean Harper now will stand in for St. Francis. And he bunts the ball hard up the 3rd base line. Gloved about 2/3 up the line there at 3rd base. Throw across the diamond from Ortiz in time for the out, as Tumulty goes to second. Successful sacrifice here, and St. Francis with a runner in scoring position with 1 away in the inning. So Tumulty to second, and St. Francis will have a pair of opportunities to perhaps drive that run in, as Luke Ketchum now will stand in.
Center fielder, number 20, Luke Ketchum.
So Lasota, the inning opening single, and then Tumulty running for him. And now here's Ketchum. Ketchum for the tournament is 5 of 11, 455 average. First pitch here swung on and fouled to the left side down the third base line, and so he's behind at 0-1. Ketchum has scored 4 runs in the tournament and also 2 runs batted in. Here's the set and the pitch, fouled off to the right, out of play. 0-2 to Ketchum. So St. Francis, a 1-out base runner at second base in scoring position. Ketchum, though, behind here at 0-2. Travis Schoonover next, and then Noah Carraro if we get that far. Bottom of the third inning. And the pitch. Fastball high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Underwood trying to get out of this inning without any damage as he's trying to strand a runner in scoring position. And he's a strike away from this second out of the inning. Underwood comes set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And so there's your strikeout. Second out of the inning now. And back on the top of the order. And here's Travis Schoonover. Underwood with his second strikeout of the game. And Schoonover will stand in.
Number 30, Travis Schoonover.
Schoonover 0 for 1. He grounded out and assisted to first base his first time up. First pitch. Breaking ball. Nice breaking ball there, and it's in there. Called strike. 0-1 to Schoonover. Righty versus lefty here. Schoonover stands set back in the zone, in the box. And the pitch. Swinging a little roller up the third base line that'll roll foul about halfway up the line. So Schoonover behind 0-2. And Underwood, after having the runner sacrificed over to second base, trying to get out of the inning with a pair of strikeouts perhaps. He's 1 pitch away from that outcome as Schoonover behind here 0-2. Bottom of the third inning, no score. St. Francis, their first runner in scoring position in the ball game. Here's the 0-2. Just off the outside corner. I thought that might be in the zone, but Underwood did not get the call, and so the count goes to 1-2 to Schoonover. Underwood comes set, brief look at second base, and now he'll come to the plate. Foul back, and it stays 1-2. We've talked about it throughout the tournament. A lot of great battles over the last few days with hitters protecting the plate in 2-strike situations. Schoonover able to spoil that last pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. That was up and out of the zone there, it looked like. And that is the third out of the inning. So Underwood strikes out the last 2 batters after St. Francis able to get a runner to second base. No runs in the inning on a hit, no errors. Nobody left on base. And we go to the 4th. And it is Olivet Nazarene nothing, St. Francis nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. On we go now to the 4th inning as the pitchers dominating the first 3 innings of this game. Timo Schau now to lead it off here for Olivet Nazarene. First pitch here of the 4th inning. And that'll be a little bit low, a little bit outside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to Schau. Timo Schau is 0 for 1 with a ground out to the shortstop in the game here today. There's a swing and a fly ball to center field. Ketchum in a step, now moves over to his left, reaches up, one-handed catch by Luke Ketchum, and there's the first out of the inning. 1 away on 2 pitches, and here's Ryan Russman.
Second baseman, number 4, Ryan Russman.
Right now, Nick Clemens at 34 pitches as the first pitch here is a call and strike. 0-1. Russman 0 for 1 with a ground out to the shortstop as we play in the top of the 4th inning in a scoreless game. Russman, right-handed batter, that angled stance that so many players seem to be using these days, as here's the next pitch, and that'll be up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Russman stands angled toward the left, and he pulls the front foot back in as he's about to step forward if he wants to take a swing. As he goes after this one and rips it right up the middle into center field for a base hit. Russman aboard with a 1-out single here for Olivet Nazarene, as the Tigers with their second base runner of the game. And that'll bring up Terry Daniels, who had the first hit of the game for Olivet Nazarene, but then was erased on a double play. Actually, no, he was out trying to steal. 2-6 was the put out. As here's Terry Daniels. Daniels, right-handed batter, stands in. And the pitch. And that hits him. So Daniels takes the pitch here. Looks like right in the middle of the back. He's aboard. And runners now at first and second with 1 away for Olivet Nazarene. And that'll bring to the plate Jacob Bultice. So a chance here for the Tigers to toss the first scoring up on the board. Bultice 0 for 1 with a swinging strikeout. Here's the set now on the first pitch. There's a bunt halfway to the mound, picked up there, and then a look to third, but instead the throw to first, and not in time. Wow. Clemens looked over to third base, decided not to throw there to get the lead runner, and then he lobbed one to first, and it was just too late getting there. Russman to third, Daniels to second. Bultice is aboard at first base, and here's Tyler Wheeler. Well, those are the kind of mistakes that you cannot make. You had a hit batter and then a throw late to first base there. And you're really playing with fire against a team with the offensive firepower of Olivet Nazarene. So here's the first pitch, and it'll be swung on and fouled to the right side by Tyler Wheeler, who's 0 for 1. He flied out to left field his first time up. Bases loaded, and 1 out for Olivet Nazarene. A golden opportunity in a game which so far has been the type where runs are at a huge premium. There's a ball low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Wheeler. Alex Ortiz would be next, and then Nathan Moonen. And right now, I'm sure what Clemens wouldn't give for a double play ball here. Infield at short and second base are at double play depth. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. Fastball, missed outside, 2-1 now. Bultice's at bat was in fact scored as a single, as everybody able to advance. Here's the set now by Clemens, and the 2-1. Low ball 3, and no place to put Wheeler here. 3 balls and no strikes. Olivet Nazarene looking to strike first here on this windy Tuesday afternoon. 3-1, swung on and right up the middle into center field for a base hit. 1 run will score, second runner rounding third, throw to the plate cut off. It's a 2-0 Olivet Nazarene lead on the 2-run single by Tyler Wheeler. Russman scoring from third, Daniels from second, Bultice to second, and here's Alex Ortiz. Well, a hit batter and then an infield single that probably should have been an out. Setting things up, and Olivet Nazarene able to cash in. Ortiz 0 for 1. He was caught looking on a third strike back in the second inning. That ended the Olivet second inning.
Your attention now running over at first base, number 35, Owen Oliver.
So now we have a pinch runner at first base for Olivet Nazarene as Ortiz stands in. Clemens, long pause. There's a swing and a foul back. 0-1. Owen Oliver is the pinch runner. He's a senior. 5'11", 175 from Spring Arbor, Michigan. So he runs at first here for the catcher Wheeler. There's a swing and a bouncer up the third baseline foul, wide of the bag at third. So Ortiz is now behind at 0-2. So 2 runs in and 2 runners aboard. Still only 1 out in the inning here for Olivet Nazarene. No balls and 2 strikes. Clemens comes set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, fouled off to the right, out of play. Actually, it stayed in the play, but nobody able to get to it. Little soft liner to the right side. And it stays no balls and 2 strikes. The winner of this game moves on to play tonight at 7 o'clock against St. Xavier. St. Xavier will only need 1 win to win the tournament title, while the winner of this game will need to defeat St. Xavier twice. Here's the 0-2 now. Foul back again. And if Olivet Nazarene wins this game, since Olivet Nazarene was the regular season champion, St. Xavier would be automatically entitled to the other conference bid in the CCAC to the NAIA World Series. Here's the 0-2. Low and away. Good stop behind the plate there by Lasota. And it goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Olivet Nazarene already has secured the first berth in the postseason by virtue of their regular season title. And if they win the championship, St. Xavier would get the title by virtue of being the runner-up, or if St. Xavier wins tonight, they would get the title by being the conference champion. There's a ball low. Might have been a little bit outside. Either way, 2-2 now to Alex Ortiz. Nathan Moonen would be next. And will hit unless there is a double play. 2-2 pitch coming in. Breaking ball. A little bit low. Thought that might be a called third strike, but the Ortiz at bat continues now. 3 balls and 2 strikes here. Clemens, earlier said could use a double play ball. Also a strikeout would help here. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a foul, right side, and that'll spin out of play. Down the right field line, onto the berm, and so it stays. 2-2 here. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the set. Long pause by Clemens. And now finally time will be called. Clemens, it appeared, clearly concerned with the runner there at second base, as that's Jacob Bultice. 2 runs are in the inning here, as Olivet Nazarene leading at 2-0 now. Clemens again comes set, looks at second base, now deals to the plate, high and tight, ball 4, and that'll load up the bases. So Bultice to third. Oliver now running for Wheeler at second base. Ortiz aboard with a walk. And here's Nathan Moonen, who has a chance here to do some real damage now. As action in the St. Francis bullpen. This is a winner-go-home game for St. Francis. Coach Brian Mihalik, in his 9th season at St. Francis, as the meeting on the mound here. as Moonen about to step in. He would be followed by Nolan Lewis. The inning started with Timo Schau on a fly ball to center field, a fly out to center field. Then Russman singled. Daniels was hit by a pitch. Then Bultai singled in the infield. And that was followed by the 2-run single by Tyler Wheeler. So here's Moonen now. Moonen 0 for 1 with a swinging strikeout. That started the Olivet Nazarene third inning. Moonen windmills the bat around the plate, and here comes the ball now on the first pitch, and it's fouled back, and it's 0-1. We can tell you most assuredly, Moonen did not have a ball in his hand as he was standing in their batter's box. No balls and a strike here now to Moonen. Wind starting to pick up here a little bit. Righty versus righty. And the set and the pitch. Low. And that will make it now 1-1. Bases loaded, full of Tigers here. 1-1 to Moonen. 2 runs are in and still only 1 out of the inning. Clemens comes set. Turning point of the game right here. There's a called strike on the outside corner, and that makes it 1-2. Well, really right now, Clemens, after surrendering 2 runs already, needs to keep Olivet Nazarene where they are. Here's the set. And the pitch, swinging at chopper, left side, foul territory. And so we'll stay in a 2-strike situation here for Nathan Moonen. So Moonen stands in. Olivet Nazarene is a team hitting .333 in the tournament with the bases loaded. Here's the set. And the pitch. That's low and outside. Good stop behind the plate by Lesota. As that moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Olivet Nazarene has collected 2 hits in the tournament in 6 attempts with the bases loaded. They're also hitting .333 with runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch, swinging a cue shot right side of the infield, and Nicholson at second base has it, throws to first in time. That was his only play. That slow roller allowing Bultais to score from third, and it's 3-0 Olivet Nazarene. Oliver to third on the play. Ortiz goes to second. Moonen the RBI ground out. And here's Nolan Lewis. So Moonen now 3 for 6 with runners in scoring position, but he drives in a run there. And here's Lewis, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to the second baseman. First pitch gets away a little bit there from Lesota, but it only was a couple of feet to his left. So 0-1 here, rather 1-0 to Nolan Lewis. Runners at second and third, 2 away in the inning, 3 runs across for Olivet Nazarene. One ball, no strikes. Clemens comes set. And the pitch. Started to swing, did Lewis. Held up as the pitch came in high, and that makes it 2-1. You can hear either one of the coaches, the Olivet players, with a 2-1 count saying to Nolan, sit on this pitch dead red. Lewis may be sitting on a fastball here. He goes after it, and he grounds it to the right side and into right field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the second runner around third. Throw to the plate up the third base line, and 2 runs will score here. Oliver scoring easily, as does Ortiz, who looked like had a little bit of a hook slide. He missed the plate, but the throw was offline, but he had to kind of reach out, and he slammed the plate with his left hand to record the run. So Lewis drives in 2. And Olivet Nazarene now with a 5-0 lead as here's Kai Hudson. Well, he was looking for that 2-0 pitch as Hudson squares to bunt and pulls it back, and the pitch will miss low. 1-0 here. Lewis looking for that 2-0 fastball, got it and he didn't hit it hard, but he placed it perfectly as it grounded through the right side and into right field for the 2-run single. There's a ball low. 2 balls and no strikes to Kai Hudson, who's 0 for 1 as we set a ground out to the shortstop. That closed out the Olivet Nazarene third inning. So 5 runs across here so far in the Olivet Nazarene fourth, as they have kind of taken control of this game now. Next pitch to Hudson, and that'll be low and away. So Hudson now in a 3-ball count here. Hudson is the 9th man to bat in the inning for Olivet Nazarene. Here's the set. And the pitch. Missed low and away. Ball 4. Lewis to second, and the inning continues. And now Timo Shaw will bat for the 2nd time in the inning. As Olivet Nazarene bats around, and that will be it here for Nick Clemens. So a new pitcher coming into the game for St. Francis. We'll take a break and tell you about it after a timeout. 5-0 Olivet Nazarene here in the 4th. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Well, right-hander Kevin Cardis is now on pitching for St. Francis. As the first man he will be facing will be Timo Shaw, the center fielder for Olivet Nazarene, batting for the 2nd time in the inning. Cardis in the tournament thus far, no 1-loss record. He's had 1 appearance, and he pitched an inning and a third. No hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks rather, and no strikeouts. And so he will come in and try to close out this inning. And the first pitch from Cardis, low and outside to Timo Shaw, and so it's 1-0 here. Shaw 0 for 2 in the game, a strikeout, a ground out to the shortstop, and then a fly out to center field. 1 ball, no strikes the count. The set from Cardis. Pitching now in the shadow of the light standard. Here's the 1-0. Pop foul right side out of play. And the count goes to 1-1. Shaw started the inning with that fly out to center field. But since then, Olivet Nazarene has been able to put 5 Tigers across home plate. 1-1. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball bunted up the third baseline foul. So a 2-strike situation here to the Olivet Nazarene leadoff hitter. Olivet Nazarene now with 5 runs on 5 hits. So far, St. Francis no runs on 2 hits. As when he comes back out to the mound, Ethan Underwood will have a comfortable lead to work with on the mound for Olivet Nazarene. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the set and the delivery. Breaking ball just missed inside, and that'll even the count 2-2. Ryan Russman, the second baseman, would be next. So Nick Clemens throws 3 2/3 innings, and he is responsible for the runners at first and second. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and looped into right field. Coming in quickly is Travis Schoonover. Reaches up, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. But 10 Olivet Nazarene Tigers come to the plate. As in the inning, 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. And we head now to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it is Olivet Nazarene 5, St. Francis nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. As we come back to Joliet, Illinois, Noah Carraro leading it off here for St. Francis. And he grounds the first pitch directly at the second baseman, Ryan Russman, who promptly throws out Carraro at first base. So 1 away in the inning on 1 pitch for St. Francis here in the 4th as they now trail 5-0 in the game. Carraro now 0 for 2, and that'll bring up Josh Tesh, the third baseman, who's 0 for 1 with a swinging strikeout. First pitch here is in there, called strike, and it's 0-1. Always interesting to see how a pitcher will react after being in the dugout for a long time during a lengthy rally by his team. There's a foul tip at home plate, 0-2. But Underwood so far able to get the first out of the inning on the first pitch of the frame, and now he's ahead of Josh Tesh at 0-2. Joe McGuire next, and then Foster Hayes. The 0-2 fastball missed outside. 1-2 here to Tesh. So a 5-run top of the 4th inning for Olivet Nazarene. And here's the 1-2. Down and in, started a swing, and an appeal to the infield umpire, and he says he went around, and that'll be a strikeout there. So Tesh strikes out for the second time. Officially, he was tagged out there by Wheeler behind the plate. And so 2 up and 2 down for St. Francis in their half of the 4th inning. So 2 down for Joe McGuire. Sam Clark is the home plate umpire for today's game. There's a swing and a foul ball at home plate. Mike Outen at first base. Brad Snyder is at third base. This is game number 13. The winner advances to the championship round. Game 1 of a potential 2 tonight at 7 o'clock. That'll be against St. Xavier. No balls, 1 strike in the pitch, and time called before the pitch delivered. And so it stays 0-1. McGuire awaits. There's a nice sweeping breaking ball in there for a called strike. So 0-2 is Underwood, a strike away potentially from getting a 1-2-3 inning. Here comes the wind in the 0-2. Swinging a foul ball right side that'll be into the seats. And so it stays no balls and 2 strikes to McGuire. McGuire is 1 for 1 in the game. He had a single back in the first inning. and then was later out on as part of a 4-6-3 double play that ended that second inning for St. Francis. There's a swing and a line drive and a leaping catch at second base there by Ryan Russman. Full extension, reeled it in, and that'll end the inning on a spectacular play. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and some great defense as well. We played through 4. Your score, Olivet Nazarene 5 and St. Francis nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball.
Leading off the Olivet Nazarene 5th inning, the second baseman, number 4, Ryan Russman.
Back here in the top of the 5th inning now, and Ryan Russman will lead it off for Olivet Nazarene, and he fouls the first pitch off to the right out of play. He's behind at 0-1. Russman fulfilling the age-old cliche that you lead off the inning after you make a great defensive play to end the previous half inning. There's a called strike, and it's 0-2. I don't know how often that actually occurs, but it's an old baseball legend as Russman is 1 for 2, a ground out and a single and a run scored here. 5-0 Olivet Nazarene in the 5th. There's a ball low and away. 1-2 here to Russman. Russman, Daniels, and Bultice due up now for Olivet Nazarene. Tigers with a 5-run 4th inning. There's a chopper up the third base side, coming in on the infield grass, gloving and then throwing, and it is off the edge of the first baseman's mitt there as the throw from Tesh a little bit high. And so that will allow Russman to go to second base. We'll wait on the scoring there. I'm really not sure whether or not they would have gotten him had the throw been in time. But again, I'm watching in real time, and I'm usually watching the flight of the ball as it goes across. Anyway, Russman, either way you slice it, is at second base now. And here's Terry Daniels, the DH. Daniels was hit by a pitch last time up, as he bats with a runner in scoring position here. Here comes the set and the first pitch. Breaking ball, and it hits him, and he's been hit by a pitch for the second straight plate appearance. As Daniels is aboard here. And trouble for St. Francis here in the top of the 5th inning. That was a single on the scoring for Russman, and then an E5. So an error goes to Josh Tesh. Runners at first and second now, and here's Jacob Bultice. Here's the set by Curtis and the pitch. Low and away, 1-0. Bultice is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a base hit and a run scored. 1 ball, no strikes here to the Olivet Nazarene right fielder. Here's the set and the pitch. Curve and over but low. 2 balls and no strikes. Tyler Wheeler waits on deck. Then Alex Ortiz, and then it would be Nathan Moonen. Olivet Nazarene scores here, and you know they're already in great shape. If they score 2 or 3 here, they would go a long way toward pretty much games never completely out of reach, I guess, but make it awfully tough on St. Francis. There's a ball sliced into right field that'll be in there for a base hit. Station to station here, and the bases are loaded for Olivet Nazarene with nobody out in the inning. Russman to third, Daniels to second. Bultey's aboard with his second straight hit of the game, and now that'll bring up Tyler Wheeler, the catcher. And again, trouble here for St. Francis. Well, Olivet Nazarene scores 2 or 3 here, and we will probably start to think about an Olivet Nazarene St. Xavier rematch in the championship round. Wheeler 1 for 2. He had a 2-run single last time up. Goes after this one and bounces at foul third base side, 0-1. Wheeler flied to left his first time up, then they had the single that drove in a pair back in the 4th inning. 5-0 Olivet Nazarene, and they have the bases jammed here with nobody out. Cardis now steps off the rubber. By the way, the pitching line on the starter, Clemens, is complete now. We'll tell you about that in a second. Here's the set and the pitch. Curve, called strike on the inside edge. Well-placed pitch there, and Wheeler now behind it, 0-2. Clemens, 3 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs all earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts through 66 pitches against 18 batters. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, breaking ball, fouled off at home plate. We'll try it again at 0-2. Another great opportunity for Olivet Nazarene. That, I believe, caught Wheeler on the left foot, that foul ball. Umpire goes out to throw the new ball out to the mound, then he brushes off home plate. Trying to help out, I think, Wheeler there a little bit. That's the first time, though, on an all-turf field I've seen an umpire actually brush off and clean home plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the set now. And the pitch. Swung on, popped up near the right side on deck circle in foul territory, and that'll be out of play. So it stays 0-2. Well, I guess player slides in. He might have those little pellets that are embedded in the turf. You know, you can, if you slide or ball lands, the pellets kind of pop up. So they might present an obstruction to the plate. Anyway, that is pure speculation on my part as Wheeler back into the batter's box. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Breaking ball and hit to the shortstop. This could be 2 to second for 1. And then the relay in time. 4-6-3 double play as a run comes in to score. A good play there all around. Carraro at short, then Nicholson a nice turn at second base to McGuire at first for the DP. Russman scores to make it 6-0. Daniels to third as Bultey's forced out for the first out. Then Wheeler out at first for the second out. 6-4-3 again on the double play, and here's Alex Ortiz. First pitch to him. Strike called on the outside edge, and it's 0-1. Ortiz is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. He walked and then later scored back in the 4th inning. 6-0 Olivet Nazarene. Here's the pitch. Low and away, gets away from Jake Lasota. Pitcher covering, throw in, gets by Cardis, and so the run comes in to score as Daniel scores the 7th run of the game for Olivet Nazarene. And they now lead it 7-0. 1-1 now is the count to Alex Ortiz. Nathan Moonen would be next. So now the bases are empty with 2 away in the inning. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. So 1-2 to Ortiz. A couple of batters ago, I would suspect Moonen thought for certain he would bat in this inning. That is now in doubt. As the next pitch outside to the backstop. So it's 2-2 to Ortiz. So 5 runs in the 4th, and now Olivet Nazarene adds a pair here in the 5th inning. And they have a commanding 7-0 lead. Here's the set now and the pitch. Swinging a grounder to shortstop. Carraro charges, gloves, throws, and off the base the throw is, but a nice spin tag there by McGuire to end the inning. But again, damage done here for Olivet Nazarene. As in the frame, 2 runs on the 1 hit, no errors, and a hit batter, and nobody left on base. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 7-0 Olivet Nazarene. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Back in Joliet as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and before we start to track the goings-on in the next half inning, a correction here on the rundown for the top of the inning. It was 2 runs on a hit. There was an error in the inning, and again, nobody left on base, so now we have that taken care of. On we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, as it'll be Foster Heiss, the DH, leading it off for St. Francis, as the Saints trailing at 7-0. First pitch swinging here is Heiss, and a ground ball hugging the line up the third base side, and Ortiz has it, throws across the diamond for the out. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the St. Francis 5th inning, and here's the second baseman, Dolan Nicholson. Nicholson 0 for 1. He hit into a 4-6-3 double play back in the 2nd inning. Olivet Nazarene 7 runs on 7 hits. St. Francis no runs on 2 hits, and the Saints charged with the only error thus far in the game. There's a fastball high, 1-0 here to Nicholson. Heiss, Nicholson, and Lesota do up here in this inning for St. Francis, the 1-0. Curve in there, strike called as the wind blows, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike in the pitch. Swing and a foul back. So it's 1-2 to Nicholson. Ethan Underwood so far has been pretty much sailing along here. He's allowed 1 hit, 2 hits. As there's a fastball a little bit low. 1-2 now to Nicholson. Yeah, St. Francis had a hit each in the 2nd and 3rd innings. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and hit to the left side, popped into foul territory. Moving over Ortiz. Ball in and out of his glove, and so the at-bat will continue here. So the Nicholson at-bat stays alive at 1-2 strikes. Underwood, the right-hander, gets the sign from Wheeler behind the plate. Here's the pitch, swinging a ground ball right up the middle underneath Underwood's glove, and it'll go into center field for a solid single here for Dolan Nicholson. Nicholson now 1 for 2 in the game, and here's Jake Lesota. Lesota 1 for 1. He singled in the 3rd inning, was lifted for a pinch runner who was then stranded at second base. So now Underwood working out of the stretch here for the first time since a couple of innings ago. Line drive up the middle, hits Underwood. It caroms away from him a bit, so he can only go to first base after he recovers. He does that. As Nicholson to second base. And another 1 pitch out here. That's the 2nd out of the inning as Lesota retired. And here's Sean Harper, the left fielder for St. Francis. And now everybody out to have a look here at Ethan Underwood, making sure he's okay. And he pretty much said almost immediately he's fine and he'll stay in the game. So St. Francis now with a runner in scoring position for the first time since the 3rd inning. And for only the 2nd time in the game thus far. Here's Sean Harper. Harper, a sacrifice bunt his first time up back in inning number 3. Olivet leading it 7-0, bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the first pitch to Harper, fastball high, and it's 1-0. Luke Ketchum, the center fielder, would be next. 1 ball and no strike. No strikes. Here's the set now by Underwood and the pitch. Curveball, a little bit low. And that makes it 2-0. To be honest, when that ball came over the plate, I thought it would be in there. But Harper now in hitter's count, 2 balls and no strikes. Wind continuing to blow in as it has all throughout this tournament. There's a swing and a miss. So 2-1 now to Harper. Against Ethan Underwood right now, St. Francis just not able to get anything going offensively in this game. They have 3 hits thus far. Here's the 2-1, waved at and missed. That'll square it up at 2-2 now to Sean Harper. All right, Harper, right-handed batter, awaits. And here's the 2-2. Fouled off to the right, out of play. And so it stays 2-2. St. Francis, so far in the tournament, hitting .328 with runners in scoring position. Actually, with runners on. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will end the inning. So in the inning, St. Francis able to get a runner in scoring position but cannot advance him. As in the frame, no runs a hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We've played 5. It is Olivet Nazarene in control. They lead 7-0. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We head to the top half of inning number 6. Slight correction, St. Francis hitting .325 with runners in scoring position. So now we can rest calmly after knowing that that has been corrected, and we go to the top of the 6th inning. And Nathan Moonen will start up here for Olivet, and he grounds the first pitch off the left side of the mound. It goes out to Carraro at short, and on the run he gloves and throws to first base for the out. 1 up and 1 down for the Tigers in their half of the 6th inning, and here's Nolan Lewis, the left fielder. Nolan Lewis is now 1 for 2. He has a pair of runs batted in. He's grounded out to second base and has a 2-run double in the game. 7-0 Olivet Nazarene here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch coming in, curveball, a breaking ball really, popped up right side out of play. 0-1 here. Action again in the St. Francis bullpen. Here's the 0-1 to Lewis. In the air to center field. Ketchum backs up a step, now moves in, and he makes the play for the out. So 2 quick outs here for Olivet Nazarene in the 6th inning, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Kai Hudson. Hudson 0 for 1 with a walk. So 2 out, nobody on here in the Tigers' 6th. First pitch here, and that'll be in the dirt, 1-0. Dimensions here. at DuPage Medical Group Field. 348 down the left field line, 400 to straightaway center, 327 down the right field line. Swinging a ball into the gap in left center field. Long run here, and Ketchum cannot come up with it as he tried to make a sliding grab. Throwing to second base too late as a head first slide there for Hudson. And Kai Hudson has his first hit of the game with a two-base hit here in the sixth inning for Olivet Nazarene. And now we'll bring back to the top of the order. Here's Timo Schau now to bat. Schau is 0 for 3. He batted twice in that 5-run fourth inning, flied out twice. He's also grounded out to the shortstop in the game. That grounded out to the shortstop. That ground out started the game back in the first inning. First pitch here, and that misses high and inside on a changeup. 1 ball and no strikes here. So a runner at second, 2 away. Olivet Nazarene with a comfortable 7-0 lead here in this game. Here's the set and the pitch. Low and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan Russman would be next if the inning continues. As we play here in inning number 6. Olivet Nazarene with that last double now has 8 hits in the game. Here's the set. And a turn to throw to second base. But no tag applied there as Carraro came flying in and caught it in front of the base. That was a good 5 feet in front of the bag there. No chance at all to make a tag. That's a case there where you're running in and not sure if that's a timing situation or what, but you got to catch it to prevent it from going into center field. There's a swing and a miss. And that makes it 2-1. Then it was actually a foul tip that was caught at home plate. Either way, 2 balls and a strike now to Timo Schau. Schau back into the batter's box. And the pitch. Fastball low and outside, 3-1. Schau back into the batter's box. He stepped back a little bit there. Previous pitch, he never did leave the box. Here's the set now. And the delivery. And that'll be low for ball 4. Throw down to second base, and the runner is back. So that's a walk, and now runners at first and second with 2 away for Ryan Russman.
Number 4, Ryan Russman.
So Kevin Cardis now trying to get out of a little mini jam here that developed after the first 2 batters of the inning were retired. Russman is 2 for 3, a pair of singles, and 2 runs scored in the game. Here's the set and the first pitch to him. And it gets away from Lasota, and the runners will be able to advance. Wild pitch here. And now runners at second and third for Olivet Nazarene as it's 1-0 to Russman. Cardis' 4th wild pitch of the season. And 1-0, as we said, to Russman. Here's the set by Cardis and the pitch. That misses well outside. Good stop there by Lasota. The runners have to stay put, but it's now 2-0. Going by memory, well, I don't have to go by memory. I've written down all the scores on my bracket, but we'll go by memory for the moment while I search through my paperwork. But the largest margin of victory in the tournament, I believe, is 10 runs. That has happened twice, as there's a ball low. We will go back, and somewhere my tournament bracket is here. There it is, as there's ball 4, and that'll load him up. So Russman aboard after back-to-back walks. The base is now loaded for Terry Daniels. Most runs scored, 13 in the tournament in one game by both Olivet Nazarene and Indiana South Bend. St. Francis defeated Trinity Christian by 10 as we have a pitching change coming up here. St. Francis defeated Trinity Christian by 10, 11-1 in game number 6. That was the 1 p.m. game on Saturday. And also that day, Olivet Nazarene defeated Indiana South Bend in the Saturday night game. 13-3 was the final there. Olivet Nazarene right now averaging right around 7 runs a game. And they're right at 7 right now. And they have the bases loaded with 2 away here in this 6th inning as they look to pad their lead. New pitcher on for St. Francis is Michael Beaudoin. He's the senior from Sycamore, Illinois. Beaudoin, this is his 2nd appearance of the tournament. No one-loss record. He's thrown 1 inning, and he gave up a run that was earned on a hit. And he walked 1, did not strike out a batter. He faced 3 batters and surrendered the 1 hit. So Beaudoin on the pitch now for St. Francis as the late afternoon shadows now moving across the infield. We'll be back with you tonight at 7 p.m. The winner of this game against St. Xavier in game 1 of a potential 2-game championship round. And if St. Xavier wins that game, the tournament will end tonight. And if the winner of this game goes on to win against St. Xavier tonight, 1 more game coming up tomorrow night here in Joliet. So here we go now as Ryan Russman to the plate.
Number 27, Michael Beaudoin.
So Michael Beaudoin now on.
Number 22, Terry Daniels.
As Kevin Cardis went 2 innings. He's responsible for the runners on base. First pitch from Beaudoin is going to be a little bit low, a little bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Beaudoin, the right-hander, makes contact with the right edge of the rubber, the first base edge of the rubber. Base is loaded. Runners take their leads. Here's the 1-0 pitch up high to make it 2-0. Daniels has a single, and then since then he's been hit by a pitch not once but twice. 2 balls and no strikes here. Jacob Bultice would be next. Bases loaded, 2 down. 7-0 Olivet Nazarene the lead. And the pitch. This is hit in the air. Wind taking it toward right field. There is Travis Schoonover. Comes in about 10 steps, reaches up, makes the catch. That'll end the inning. As Olivet Nazarene able to get 3 men on, but they cannot convert. So no runs, a hit, no errors. 3 left on base after a couple of walks. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it is Olivet Nazarene 7 and St. Francis nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. Welcome back to DuPage Medical Group Field in downtown Joliet, Illinois. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 7-0 in favor of Olivet Nazarene in this elimination game, as it'll be the 9-1-2 hitters due up here for St. Francis now. Here's the first pitch to Luke Ketchum, and he goes after the opening offering, and he skies it to right center field, moving in into his left, and finally making the catch, Timo Shaw there in center field, and so that's the first out of the inning. So 1 away here. Back to the top of the order. Here's Travis Schoonover. Schoonover 0 for 2 in the game. Had a strikeout his last time up. He's also grounded out to first base. First pitch here. And a nice breaking ball from Ethan Underwood in there. Called strike, and it's 0-1. Schoonover, left-handed batter waits. There's a swing and a ground ball, right side, and sliding to one knee on the edge of the outfield grass, the second baseman, Russman, gets to his feet, tosses out Schoonover at first, and there are quickly 2 out in the St. Francis 6th inning. 2 away, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Noah Carraro. Well, if this lead holds for Olivet Nazarene, they will have a rematch against St. Xavier. Rematch of a great game that was played last night to determine the winner's bracket champion. There's a ball high, 1-0 to Carraro, who's 0 for 2. That game won 11 innings. Next pitch, bunted up the third base line, and it rolls and rolls and rolls, and did it stay on the line? No, it did not. Just barely foul. That ball was foul by probably millimeters there. And it turns out to be a strike. Great attempt there by Carraro on that bunt. Just a little bit foul up the third base side. Underwood right now at 57 pitches. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike here. Carraro, right-handed batter, awaits in the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. So 1-2 now to the St. Francis shortstop. 2 out, nobody on, bottom of the 6th inning. And right now Ethan Underwood is just rolling right along here with a 7-run lead, swinging a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base so far. St. Francis with just 3 hits in the game, and we've played through 6-year score. It is Olivet Nazarene 7 and St. Francis nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We are back in Joliet, Illinois, as we head to the 7th inning, and Jacob Bultice to start it off here for Olivet Nazarene. It'll be Bultice, Wheeler, and Ortiz due up here for the Tigers, as they lead it 7-0, headed to the late innings of this elimination game. Wine in the first pitch to Bultice, and that'll be in the dirt, 1-0. Well, the pitching line, and this was actually the case about an inning ago, maybe a little bit less, but the pitching line on Kevin Cardis now is complete. 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Here's the 1-0 to Bultice, and that's topped and chopped to the left side of the infield. Gloving left of the mound, and the throw to first base in time from Josh Tesh at third base. And there's the first out of the inning. 1 away, and that'll bring up the catcher, Tyler Wheeler. Cardis threw 37 pitches as he faced 11 batters in the game. And now for St. Francis, Michael Bedoin has gone, coming into this inning, a third of an inning. Wheeler hit into a 6-4-3 double play his last time up. First pitch here, breaking ball, called strike, and it's 0-1. Wheeler, right-handed batter, stands in. Here's the 0-1. Fastball high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. And that makes it 1-2. Wheeler on that double play. A run scored on that 6-4-3 twin killing, but no RBI. But he does have a pair of RBIs on a single back in the 4th inning. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a foul back. And it stays a ball and 2 strikes. Well, both St. Xavier and Olivet Nazarene played late into the evening last night in that 11-inning game, but even so, St. Xavier, you got to believe they're happy they have a little bit of a time advantage. There's a ball outside, 2-2 now. As regardless of who wins this game, St. Xavier able to rest here before the 7 o'clock start of the first game of the championship round. There's a ball low and inside. 3-2 to Tyler Wheeler. Top of the 7th inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Wheeler awaits, and the pitch. And that's ripped on look like a hanging curve, and it's pulled foul up the third base and then left field line into the dugout. And so it stays 3-2 to Wheeler. Wheeler got one up in the zone there and made good contact. We noticed earlier on the umpire brushed off the plate. Sometimes the players will move dirt around or move their feet around as if they're moving dirt around in the batter's box. Swinging a mile-high pop-up to the left side. Carraro underneath it at shortstop makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Nope, that'll be 2 out of the inning. I did that once before in the tournament at the end of a game nonetheless. 2 down, and here's Alex Ortiz.
Third baseman, number 2, Alex Ortiz.
Ortiz is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. So 2 down here in the 7th inning. Here's the kick and the pitch. Fastball. Over but low, 1-0 to Ortiz. Ortiz grounded out to the shortstop, Carraro, his last time up. Top of 7, 7-0 Olivet Nazarene. Here's the pitch. Swung on and a ground ball to Carraro. He has it. Throws to first, a little bit low, but the out recorded at first base, and that'll end the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Stretch time in Joliet, and your score, Olivet Nazarene 7 and St. Francis nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball.
The third baseman, number 9, Josh Tesh.
Here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and it'll be Josh Tesh leading it off. Heart of the order coming up here for St. Francis, 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup as the first pitch misses outside, 1-0 to Tesh. Tesh, McGuire, and Heistu up. Tesh is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts in this game. The 1-0, strike called on the outside edge. That makes it 1-1. So far, Ethan Underwood, 6 innings of work, 3 hits. No walks, and he has struck out 6. What a performance here in an elimination game, no less. Here comes the 1-1. And that'll be an inside-out swing, and it is hit fouled on the right field side, lands on the berm, and so it's 1-2. The the middle third of this order, rather the batters coming up, not the middle third, but 3, 4, and 5, are 1 for 6 combined coming into the inning. Swinging a ground ball left side, circling it at shortstop there is Hudson, and he throws to first for the out. One away, and here is Joe McGuire. 6 straight retired now by Underwood. And 11 of the last 12 have been retired by Ethan Underwood. The only exception there, Dolan Nicholson, when he singled in the 5th inning. Here's McGuire, who has a single and a lineout in the game. Game 2 of today's schedule at 7 p.m. It'll be the first game of a potential 2-game championship round. There's a foul ball off to the right out of play. 0-1 to Joe McGuire. McGuire lined out to Russman at second base his last time up. Here comes the 0-1. Strike called on the outside corner. Right now, Underwood really doing a great job. A lot of movement on his pitches, but he's placing them right where he wants them, it seems, right now. 1 ball and no balls and 2 strikes. The wind and the pitch. Fastball. Upstairs, 1-2. One out, nobody on base, bottom of the 7th inning. As we head into the late stages of this afternoon's elimination game. There's a swing and a miss, drop third strike. And the ball picked up and the throw to first base from the catcher Wheeler to Nathan Moonen, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 down in the inning, and here's Foster Heiss. Heiss is 0 for 2 this afternoon. A pop out and a ground out in the game. Heiss grounded out to third base this last time. Up first pitch to him. And he goes after it and came up empty, so he's behind at 0-1. And unless there is a tremendous comeback, there's a swing and a line drive up the middle and into center field for a base hit. So Heiss with a 2-out single here. 4th hit of the game for St. Francis. And now Dolan Nicholson will step to the plate for the Saints. Nicholson 1 for 2. He's hit into a double play and also singled. First pitch to him, goes after it, and a foul tip. Sounded like he made contact. Anyway, 0-1 is the count. Jake Lasota would be next if the inning continues. Here's the 0-1. Curve, called strike. Great placement there again by Ethan Underwood, and so he is ahead in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes. He comes set in the pitch. Fastball upstairs. A little high and away, and that makes it 1-2. Righty versus lefty here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Underwood 1 strike away from closing out the inning. Swinging a ground ball up the third base side, and that is just wide of third base. Thought for a chance as the ball made its way toward the bag that it went over the base, but it stays 1-2. Underwood at 69 pitches. Here comes the set now. Time will be called as Underwood steps off the rubber. Olivet Nazarene with 5 runs in the 4th, and then they added 2 more in the 5th inning. As there's a ball in the dirt. And the at-bat continues here for Nicholson in a 2-2 count. Lights not yet on. I suspect as there's a swing and a foul ball left side out of play, I suspect that they will be turned on after this game ends for the championship round game tonight, which will feature the winner of this game against the St. Xavier Cougars. Here's the set and the pitch. This ball is sliced into left center field and coming on, and the catch made. That actually, the wind took it to straight away left, if you will, and Lewis coming on and makes the catch to end the inning. So in the frame for St. Francis, no runs, a hit, no errors, and one left on base. We have played 7 complete, and it stays Olivet Nazarene 7, St. Francis nothing. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We move to the top half of inning number 8 here at DuPage Medical Group Field in Joliet, Illinois. And right now, Olivet Nazarene a very comfortable 7-0 lead. And so Nathan Moonen will lead it off. He'll be the leadoff batter for the 3rd time in an inning today. And the first pitch to him is in there, called strike, and it's 0-1. Here's the wind, and the next pitch taken over but low. As a pinch hitter actually is batting now here for Olivet Nazarene. There's a swing and a ball to the left side on 1D. Nice play there by Carraro at short, up to his feet, throws to first base, and that's the first out of the inning. So a 6-3 put out for the first out of the Olivet Nazarene 8th inning.
Left fielder number 26, Nolan Lewis.
So here's Nolan Lewis now. And the first pitch here will be a breaking ball, called strike. So 0-1 here to Lewis. Now the 0-2 swung on and missed, and then the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. That makes it 0-2. Noah Bradshaw, I believe. Actually, no, I believe it was Andrew Nelson, if memory serves, the pinch hitter. He's the senior from Wheaton, Illinois. There's a swing at a ground ball directly to Nicholson at second base. Has it on the edge of the outfield grass. Throw to first, and that's 2 out in the inning. 2 up, 2 down here. And Kai Hudson will now bat for Olivet Nazarene. Hudson is 1 for 2 with a double to ground out. He's also walked in the game this afternoon. And here's the first pitch to him. And it's a breaking ball in there, called strike. 0-1. Here's the wind and the next pitch. There's a fastball low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Top of 8, 7-0. Olivet Nazarene in control. Really, they've had control of the game since they scored the 5 runs in the 4th inning. There's a ball that'll go back into the right of home plate, getting by Jake Lasota. And it's now 2-1 to Kai Hudson. If Hudson gets on, Timo Shaw would be next as we would recycle back to the top of the Olivet Nazarene order. Here comes the 2-1. And that's lined to the right side foul. Well, that ball had some speed to it off the bat there. Don't have the capacity to make that measurement, but I've got to believe the exit velocity there is probably was pretty substantial. Here comes the 2-2, breaking ball high. And so it's full to 3-2 now to Hudson. Michael Bedoin trying to retire Olivet in order for the 2nd straight inning. And the pitch. That'll be a tapper to the right side of the infield. Bedoin off the mound, and he'll field and apply the tag himself. 1 unassisted, and that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. To the bottom of the 8th we go. It is 7-0. in favor of Olivet Nazarene. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We move to the bottom half of inning number 8 here in the CCAC tournament elimination game. And so the catcher, Jake Lesotho, will lead it off here for St. Francis now as the bottom third of the order, 7, 8, and 9 due up here for the Fighting Saints. And the first pitch of the inning, and that'll be hit foul right side out of play. Lesotho is 1 for 2, a single, and then a ground out to the pitcher. Ethan Underwood remains on the bump here for Olivet Nazarene, I believe. Actually, there's a check swing, and it'll be up the first base line. Fielded there behind the bag by Nathan Moonen, and he steps on the base for the unassisted putout, 1 away in the inning. Actually, now it's Samson Barboza in pitching. He's a junior, 5'8", 172 from Chicago, Illinois. So 3 unassisted on the putout for Lesotho, and here's Sean Harper. Harper a sacrifice and a strikeout. Takes the first pitch high, 1-0 from Barbosa. Right-hander looks in, and the pitch. And that'll be bounced to second base. And it didn't get out there very quickly, so having a charge there at second, Rusman, but he's able to glove and throw, and that's the second out of the inning. 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning. And here's Luke Ketchum. Barbosa this year, no wins or losses, no ERA. This is his 4th appearance, all in relief. 3 1/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and opponents came in hitting .200 against him. And he pitches here with 2 out, nobody on base to Luke Ketchum, and the first pitch. And that'll be down and in, 1-0 as a pinch hitter is in fact hitting now for St. Francis. Nope, it is Luke Ketchum. And the reason why there's a strike called, 1-1, the reason why I thought it was a pinch hitter is because I did not write the number clearly enough, his jersey number in my scorebook. Anyway, 1 ball and 1 strike here. And the pitch. Breaking ball, a little bit high, 2-1. 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Olivet Nazarene. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for St. Francis. Here comes the wind. And the 2-1. This is skied into the air. Short right field. And moving back into his left, Russman, the second baseman, makes the play just inside the right field foul line, maybe by about a foot or so, and that'll end the inning. So in the inning, No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We go to the ninth, 7-0, Olivet Nazarene. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We go to the ninth. Timo Shaw lead it off here for Olivet Nazarene. Goes after the first pitch and chops it out to shortstop. Carraro fields, throws, and in time for out number one. That ball was thrown to the outfield side of first base, but a good play as well there by McGuire at first, and that's the first out of the inning. One away, and here's Ryan Russman. Well, with the game right now, with a wide margin, all of the hitters for both sides of late have really been aggressive going after the first pitch and often putting the ball into play. There's a ball low and away, 1-0 to Russman. Russman 2 for 3, a pair of singles, 2 runs scored. He also has a walk today. 7-0 Olivet Nazarene in the ninth inning. There's a swing and a ball looped into right field. That'll be in there for a base hit. So Russman, a base hit, his third of the day. He's 3 for 4 now, plus a walk. Great day for Russman here in this elimination contest. And now here's Terry Daniels.
Designated hitter number 22, Terry Daniels.
Daniels has had an interesting day. He is 1 for 2, a single to fly out, but he's also been hit by a pitch, and those came in consecutive plate appearances. There's a pitch into the dirt, bouncing in front of the plate. Runner going, throw into center field as Russman is in at second base. And the count 1-0 to Terry Daniels. Daniels was hit by a pitch in the fourth and then in the fifth inning, the 2 innings where Olivet Nazarene scored, and Daniels scored both times after he was on base. He's also been out trying to steal. That was back in the first inning. He takes here, and it's a strike on the inside corner. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Daniels, a fascinating day here as far as his line score goes in the scorebook. He's had a lot going on. Here's the 1-1. Little foul tip behind into the right of home plate. So a ball and 2 strikes to Daniels. He'll be followed by Jacob Bultice and then Tyler Wheeler if we get that far. Top of 9. 7-0 in favor of Olivet Nazarene. Here's the set now. Long pause. And now a step off the mound. Michael Bedoin remaining on the mound here for St. Francis. Here's the 1-2. And that'll be over but a little bit low. That'll square it up 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Daniels, right-handed batter, stands in. Shadows now up to the home plate area. That's the shadow of the main grandstand. The shadow of the light standard has been on the field for a while, extending right now all the way into right field. There's a swing and a miss and a ball low and away. Drop third, throw to first base from Lesota. Records the out, second out of the inning. And that will bring up Jacob Bultice. Bultice has had a good game today. 2 hits and 4 trips to the plate. Grounded out to third his last time up. 2-out runner at second. 7-0 Olivet Nazarene the lead. And the pitch. Low and away. Lesota. Ball got away from him, but the runner at second, Ryan Russman, stays there. 1 no strikes here to Bull Tice. Well, game 2 of today and game 1 of the championship round coming up in roughly an hour or so. As it looks like it'll be a rematch between Olivet Nazarene and St. Xavier. Next pitch, and that'll be over but low. 2-0 now to the Olivet Nazarene right fielder. Looks like the starters remaining in right now defensively for St. Francis. Don't see any changes. Here's the next pitch. Swinging a bouncer left side. Carraro at short. Circles, gloves, throws, and a little bit high, but McGuire came down on the bag, and that'll end the inning. So in the inning, no runs, a hit, no errors. 1 left on base. Last chance for St. Francis. Top of the order due up. It is 7-0 Olivet Nazarene. This is CCAC Tournament Baseball. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and last chance here for St. Francis. And the first pitch coming in from the reliever, Samson Barbosa. And it'll be in there for a called strike, so it's 0-1 to Travis Schoonover. Schoonover will be followed by Carraro and then Tesh swinging a line drive. Base hit to right field. So Travis Schoonover hits a single to right field, and a good start here for St. Francis in the bottom of the 9th inning. And now here's Noah Carraro. Schoonover is now 1 for 4 with that single, and Carraro is 0 for 3, so he is looking to go 1 for 4 as well in what likely would be his last at bat. But you never know. Throw to first, and it is a wild throw. And Schoonover to second base. That caroms off the sidewall out to right field. I don't think anybody around the base there was expecting that throw. Schoonover was standing upright on the base. He wasn't even leading off. And to be honest, I don't think Moonen at first was expecting it either. So Schoonover to second on the error. And here's Carraro. And I tell you, there's a ball outside. 1 no strikes there. You could almost see the surprised look on Travis Schoonover's face when that throw came over. 1-0 to Carraro. And the pitch, low and away. 2 no strikes. It almost looked like he did a double take. Carraro, as we said, 0 for 3 in the game. Here's the set now, and the pitch. And that'll be in there, called strike. So 2-1 to Carraro. Schoonover at second. Each team now with an error in the game. Here's the pitch. Swung on, looped to right field, and that will land in front of Bultice in right field. And so now, Schoonover to third. Carraro aboard at first base on back-to-back singles, and here's Josh Tesh. So St. Francis with their first run of the game, 90 feet away now. And here's Tesh, who is 0 for 3. Top of the order, struggling until this ninth inning for St. Francis. So here's the pitch from Barbosa, and that'll be high for ball one. Ethan Underwood went 8 innings, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts. There's a swing and a ball hit into the air, right side out of play. So 1-1 here to Josh Tesh. Here comes the set. And a throw to first and the runner back in. One and one now as Tesh back into the batter's box. Runners at the corners, nobody out here in the ninth inning. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and it sounded like he got a piece of it, but the right arm from the home plate umpire never went up into the air, so it'll be a ball. Thought I heard a little double click there. You always hear the ball come into the catcher's mitt. There's a swing and a bouncer left side. Could be 2 to second for 1, but no relay available as a run comes in to score. Ortiz went to second there on the force play, but that's the only out Olivet Nazarene able to get. So Schoonover scores. That makes it 7-1. As Carraro was forced at second base for the first out of the inning. Josh Tesh aboard on the fielder's choice. And here's Joe McGuire. McGuire 1 for 3, a single, a line out, and a strikeout. Runner takes his lead at first base. That's Tesh. And the pitch. This is hit well to left field. Coming on into his right toward the line and reaching up, making the catch is Lewis in left field. And that'll be the second out of the inning. And Olivet Nazarene 1 out away from advancing to the championship round. 2 down, and it's up to Foster Heist now for St. Francis.
Designated hitter number 44, Foster Heist.
So Heist standing in. Heist is 1 for 3 in the game today. As here's the set by Barbosa and the first pitch. Little 3/4 arm action there as it came in low for a ball, and it's 1-0. Righty versus lefty here as Olivet Nazarene trying to close it out. Here's the pitch. Swinging to line drive, base hit into right field, and the game will continue. Tesh to second. Heiss aboard with his second hit of the game. He's now 2 for 4. And that'll bring up Dolan Nicholson. Olivet Nazarene looking for their 34th victory of the year. That would send them to the championship round. They're still 1 out away. Nicholson is 0 for 3 with a single. Takes the first pitch, strike on the outside corner. Good off-speed pitch there from Samson Barbosa, and it is 0-1. Here's the set now. And the pitch. Swung on, in the air, to center field. Back into his right, reaching up, and the catch made there by Timo Schau, and that'll end the game and send Olivet Nazarene to the championship round. That was a good play in center field to end the ball game as St. Francis picks up a run in the ninth inning. 1 run on 3 hits. There was an error and 2 left on base. Final totals in the ball game today for Olivet Nazarene: 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. St. Francis 1 run, 7 hits, and 1 error in the ball game. Ethan Underwood, a great outing to get the victory for Olivet Nazarene. So it'll be Olivet Nazarene and St. Xavier in a rematch of last night's winners bracket final. And we'll be back with you at about 6:55 for game 1 of a potential 2-round championship game here in Joliet. Our thanks to CJ Selner on stats and scoring. Thanks to all of you for tuning in. Final again here in game number 1 of our doubleheader here today on this Tuesday afternoon and evening. The Olivet Nazarene Tigers 7 and the Fighting Saints of the University of St. Francis 1. We'll see you for the championship game at the top of the hour. Until we speak to you again, though, this is Tom Westenfeld. Thank you for tuning in, and for now, from Joliet, we wish you all a very pleasant good evening.